New York prosecutors recently unveiled a host of charges against the Trump Organization. There's a lot to unpack, so let's break it down by the numbers. One person and two entities are named in the charges in the 24-page indictment that outlines 15 felony charges.
Cy Vance's indictment brings charges against the Trump Organization itself, against a subsidiary of the Trump Organization that works as its payroll company, and lastly, against Alan Weisselberg, who is the longtime chief financial officer of the Trump Organization. They all face charges for financial and tax-related crimes. Prosecutors allege that Weisselberg essentially conspired with the Trump Organization to receive a massive amount of perks and side benefits and then not to report them on his taxes. The Trump Organization and Weisselberg himself have pleaded not guilty. When I spoke with a lawyer for Trump himself, that lawyer said that in his view, these charges were very overblown and that these types of criminal charges are unusual to see.
This case should have never been brought. It is a political prosecution.
1.7 represents the millions of dollars in income that Weisselberg allegedly should have paid taxes on, but didn't.
Prosecutors claim that Alan Weisselberg evaded taxes on nearly $1.7 million of income from 2005 till 2017. Prosecutors also allege that the Trump Organization basically set up a separate, kind of secret payroll system, making it so that federal and state tax enforcement authorities would not be aware of the fact that Weisselberg was receiving these very valuable perks. The indictment says that the Trump Organization paid directly for an apartment for Weisselberg, and that it paid for some of his car expenses, and that it even paid for tuition for some of his grandchildren.
These charges could create at least two major business problems for the Trump Organization.
Many loans include clauses saying that if the borrower is indicted, the lender can say, you need to pay the entirety of this loan right now, or I'll seize the collateral that you put up when you first received the loan. If a company is charged with what's called a crime of moral turpitude, in many U.S. jurisdictions, that company can lose its liquor license. If you're running hotels, golf courses, and other hospitality-related businesses, you can't sell liquor, you can't sell beer and wine. Suddenly, a lot of people might be much less interested in going to your hotel.
Former President Donald J. Trump faces 0 charges so far. Will the indictment impact his political future?
Does it create any political problems for him? My guess is that it wouldn't. Prosecutors in the District Attorney's Office and the New York Attorney General's Office who are working together on this case have been clear that the investigation is ongoing. So we don't know if Trump himself will face any specific charges.
But remember, people are looking at Trump's taxes closely too. Last year, the New York Times said Trump paid just $750 in federal income tax in 2016 and 2017, and $0 in income tax for at least 11 of 18 years on record due to major reported losses.
Trump's base is incredibly loyal, enthusiastic, devoted to him, and for the last 5 years, Trump has been telling his base that any sort of investigations or charges are all part of a conspiratorial witch hunt.
The entire thing has been a witch hunt.
It's unknown how long it will be until we see a verdict.
The next things to keep an eye out for are whether the Manhattan prosecutors bring charges against any additional folks in Trump's orbit.